Okay, we'll go for one more open read, and I'm going to use these. We'll see how well they work. It's about the Sacred She Tarot. The Sacred She. Let's see what the Sacred She has to say this morning. See if we can figure out what topic, where it's going. These cards are a little hard sometimes to go ahead. Okay, it's about imagination. What's on the horizon? Okay. Now, many times in other decks, yeah, this is about starting to move, what you're going to do when it comes to action, waiting for the ship to come in, what's overseas, etc., and about a separation, okay? Imagination about separations. They're really bound up there, aren't they? They're really not seeing a thing. And waking up. I'm a little bat fellow here. Waking up. Yeah, he's kind of upside down, isn't he? Waking up to the separation and imaginations. Okay. So let's see what the energy is coming into it. See if we can figure this out a little more. Energy coming into it is about generosity. What we're giving out, giving and receiving. Feeling overload, okay? And I think a lot of people are feeling overload with what all's coming down now. And a lot of heartbreak, okay? People are having a lot of heartbreak, waking up to a lot of heartbreak, separation, overload, imagination about the generosity. Now, this could again have to do with the deportation things, separation, overload, waking up to the heartbreak, imagination. Now this generosity, I think, people want to give and want to do it the right way, but let's see what we have. Going on today is about determination. Determination of fear, fear, the overload, the separation, the fear. Yeah, this has to do with the deportations and scrutiny. We're looking at this. Now this morning I saw one video where these police were breaking the car window to get this guy out, okay, drag him out. And he's got his pregnant wife there begging for her husband. They just broke the window and dragged this guy out. And he going, you can't do that, it's illegal. They did it anyway, okay? So let's see what the challenge is with this. Yeah, these guys are really out of hand. It's about the satisfaction. When it comes to alchemy, so these different things coming together. Alchemy is a number of things coming together to make this change. And gratitude. The challenge is to make a satisfactory change when it comes to them just overarching, doing this insanity of deportations. Potential outcome, it's about privileged. Yeah, we have the privilege back there. They think they're behind a fortress and nothing can touch them, and they have the right to just do what they're doing, okay? We have this exploration, so looking deeper. and this anxiety, okay? So a lot of people are feeling this anxiety when it comes to just how privileged these ones think they are, that just run roughshod over people's lives, you know. And in this country, we have the privilege of due process of law, which these people are not getting. So let's see what the other information is going to tell us. Beginning. So we're going to have a new start with some of this. We know the courts are pushing back on this heavily. The competition, okay? Now this competition is against the Orange Menace versus the courts. Okay, and there is change coming, though. There is change coming. It's on the horizon. So let's look at this. The foundation is about the imaginations, the generosity of determinations, the satisfaction of their privilege, but new beginning is taking place. The center of it is separation, overload, fear, this alchemy coming together to explore when it comes to this competition. So again, they're looking at what's coming down. Above it all, waking up to heartbreak, scrutiny of gratitude, wanting gratitude, but we have that anxiety and change is coming. So the center of it is the fear. A lot of fear, heartbreak, versus the satisfaction that, Trumpenstein is getting from what he's doing. We want to have some gratitude of generosity. The courts are doing what they can with this, scrutinizing and determining to make a change. Because the fear, this is an overload, and we need to bring these things together to make a change. The overload is about the separation, the fear. So again, this is people just, losing their partners, losing these people, waking up and being more determined about the imagination that these ones are doing, the scrutinizing of it, and we're going to go forward. The alchemy, exploring the fear that's happening with people, determination of the anxiety, and scrutinizing this privilege, Now this could be, again, privilege that people have a right to due process and they're not being given due process with this. And just looking at also this privilege that Trumpenstein thinks he's got, the Orange Menace, that he can just get away with railroading laws and ignoring laws in the Constitution. So they are looking deeper, so it looks like more pushback from the court. They will be having more beginnings, more things happening when it comes to that. Now, he has been losing, again, time and time again in the courts. And he can have his little blonde-haired flying monkey out there saying that, well, we have every, that the ICE is just doing fabulous job. They dedicate their lives to this, and, it's just crap and nonsense. So it's looking like there's going to be a lot of fear and anxiety with people with this, but the courts are stepping up and continuing to make changes when it comes to what they're doing on the deportation level. I think I'm going to grab this other deck, and we're going to go through the other type of read and just get a little extra on this, the deportation and the courts and what's going on with the Orange Menace and his flying monkey brigade. Just unbelievable how toxic these people are. Okay, so at the center of it, we have, it's upside down. The message about evidence. That's, usually when why have I got some, they're all, I don't know what happened. I've got some that are, I don't read them upside down, but let's see what we have. Okay, message about concrete, what they're doing. Okay. When it comes to the long-term control, and for his satisfaction, okay, controlling about what he's trying to sell, okay. Now, many times when I'm reading, and the coins, for me, if I'm reading on something, it's evidence. I see the coins as evidence coming in, okay? So it's what's being hidden, what they're trying to hide when it comes to long-term. So let's see what they're trying to hide, being brought out about his actions, okay? About his standing in control of these actions. The buck comes back to Trumpenstein. He tries to backpedal now and say, I didn't sign it. Somebody else signed it. It must have been Marco Rubio that signed it. It wasn't me. But yet he's bragged about, I sign everything of import. Okay? I'm the one that signs it. And the time he'd signed it, they came back with his little yellow-haired flying monkey that was saying, yes, he signed it today. And so they've got evidence that he's the one that signed these, even though he's trying to backpedal, as he usually does, and throw somebody else under the bus. So let's see what we have. Yeah, he's out in the cold on this one. The evidence is coming down. Okay, they've got it in hand. Okay, got the hand out. The evidence is coming. Okay. When it comes to this was his desire. And the foundation is about democracy, okay? About democracy and the actions long term. So above it, they're studying the law. And they're out in the cold when it comes to the law because they're breaking it 100%. There's a tightrope moment going on, trying to juggle this. Now again, he's trying to juggle evidence and make it seem something else, somebody else. And it's overturning his choices being made. The path he's walking, it's being overturned, and he's trying to overturn democracy. Okay? But they're studying about his actions, the long term. They've got evidence in hand. He's out in the cold when they're trying to, juggle the things. So let's see. Underneath of it all is about tempering. He wants to overturn the tempering, but, and where this is moving forward, okay? It's on the move. When it comes to above it, the families, rights of families, etc., and the message of truth about where this is moving forward to, because underneath of it we have what? Our little prosecutor. They're not happy with him trying to overturn democracy, okay? They want to temper things for families, and the sort of truth, the message, they're going to continue to talk about the message, more evidence coming forward, and he's got his lawyers, if you want to call them that, trying to substantiate what he's doing and trying to find some way to snake their way out of it. But the evidence is in hand, okay? And he's not going to get away with it and be able to blame somebody else, okay? as much as he's trying to backpedal and throw somebody else under the bus, and he set that up with Marco Rubio. You know, we saw what he said before. Well, if something comes down, you can blame Marco, but Marco's doing a great job. Yeah, he said that flat out. So he always tries to set up a fall guy, okay, for his misdoings, but it's not going to work this time. It's not going to work, okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here for now, and we'll have to see how this plays out. But they are losing and losing and losing in court when it comes to what they're doing with these deportations, the illegality of the deportations. So on that note, I'll leave that here, and we'll have to see how this goes forward.